Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the B Team on Jackrabbit Illustrated. As always, we are proud to be brought to you by Kubota Dealers of South Dakota with locations all over the great state of South Dakota. There's always a place near you to get yourself into some orange equipment today for your acreage, homestead, or ranch farm operation. They've got all the equipment you may need to get everything you need taken care of done with. They've got parts and service at all their locations. So in the off chance you do need some service taken care of besides yearly service, they got you covered along with your yearly service that will be probably coming up for most people before we get into snow season to get them babies taken care of. So get into your local Kubota dealer to get the proper service taken care of on your Kubota tractor today as well. As always, we are on the Jackrabbit Facebook page, Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook page, Jackrabbit Illustrated YouTube, and Jackrabbit Illustrated Twitter today.
Did I click the wrong damn one?
Yeah, we're on Jackrabbit Illustrated Twitter. That's
sorry, y'all.
It's improvement week. So if you're hoping to find us on the FFN YouTube, you probably don't even know what happened.
I'll have to upload it later.
Stuff happens. It'll be on there. That'll happen. I'll just retweet it on Twitter. People will figure it out. So as always, the B Team is brought to you by our show sponsor, Culver's of Brookings and Watertown. We're a brand of beef, makes a Butterburger better. They have their Pepper Pub Grinder Burger still, I believe, and it is delicious. I love that burger. And I also love the Patty Melt Burger that I get that with a little bit of tomato on there. It's like a Frisco burger with a little bit thinner Texas toast instead of what the other guys put out there. And as always, get your fries with some cheese sauce. It is delicious. I cannot recommend it enough over and over and over again. As always, get their soft serve ice cream to finish off your meal. There's no way to cap off a fast food meal better than with some Culver's soft serve ice cream. So custard. You're right. God damn idiot.
Improvement week. We have entered garage time.
We're on a roll already.
In garage time before we even started. You're welcome.
Yeah, I brought the chocolate milk to the B Team this week, though, so
we're back.
We got that going. We're back. We're so back.
How about the pocket cheese?
that could do that. I'm gonna do that. You're not gonna know about it, and I'm just gonna pull out a brick of cheese and take a chunk out of it. And I'm not gonna say anything, and it'll be up to you to catch it or not. So you guys get anything done with your Saturdays besides watching Vikings and be sad or happy in Chad and I's case?
Did you say Saturday?
Sunday.
Okay.
And then I said sad or happy in Chad and I's case. Yeah. We had a great Sunday. I know if we Packers
started off on Thursday.
Yeah. No, started off on Thursday. Great weekend all the way through. Brewers locked up a playoff spot. I got to watch these Vikings fans that thought that they had the second coming of Tom Brady fall out.
I don't think anybody ever said that, but
I can find you the tweet right now. Right now, I can share it
on screen.
Okay, I will. I will do that. All right, hold on.
I mean, JJ McCarthy.
I'm sure we can find some crazy Packers takes too. Anyway, this is not an NFL show.
I enjoy this part better. I enjoy
what you can't find is a quality Packers third-round draft pick till we got Tucker Kraft.
There it is. I got it. It took me 2 seconds.
Yeah, Kraft is a beast. But
yes, he is. But we knew that.
Can't read it. Too bad.
JJ McCarthy is going to be the next Tom Brady. Win Vikings multiple Super Bowls. Let's just say it.
Oh, he's joking.
He pinned it.
Yes,
you don't pin a joke. You don't pin a joke.
We can make it an NFL podcast because now we get to watch Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is going to be there. Talk about a throwback.
Is he 60 years old at this point? Because I'm pretty sure his bones think he is.
His bones he was 60 since his first year in the league.
Second, see how he looks.
Yeah, second year, whatever. Chad wins the wardrobe contest with the Club 32. I agree with John Colley.
I got a really cool beer mug too, or a pint glass, but I'm just repping the clear one so we can see the quality of the beer here.
Attaboy. Yeah, we'll have to get to that, but not too early. You can't get people too excited. So I'd rather watch Brendan do advanced algebra than watch Wentz, says Helton. That's fair. You know what actually might surprise people is algebra was probably my best topic when I was in school.
Interesting fact.
Here I thought you would have been like
I can no, I don't.
Sales or something. Or like sales related business class.
No, I didn't take any business classes. Nah, dog, it's not me. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. Should we do the rest of the show?
Let's do it. Let's talk about.
Ben, do you want to share your setup you got going on here?
I mean, it's kind of hard to
it's
show.
Gorgeous. It's so good.
You got a picture. You can put the picture up.
I'll tweet it out.
It's called Commitment to the Grind. That's what that is.
I'll tweet it out.
Which one's the grind?
It's I'm set up on a TV tray, which is good. I'm just gonna ignore what Chad said. But yeah, let's get to the beef bowl. To the point of we can start with the tailgate. I was a bit late to the tailgate. Has a sick kid, but tailgate was fun. And speaking of off the rails and you get back on track, there was an older gentleman and his wife. Did you meet them? They were from like Virginia.
I think
her name is Virginia.
What?
Her name is Virginia.
It's like, isn't her name Virginia?
But they're from Virginia. The guy said he's from Virginia. Anyway, 71 years old.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, and he said that they watch the podcast all the time and they wanted to stop by and see
us.
Guys. So that was cool. So hey, I forget their names, but if one of your names is Virginia, then hey.
He's on the board for the USS Enterprise Museum in New York City.
No way.
Yeah, that's super cool. And and he informed me that the pilot with the most kills off of the USS Enterprise was from South Dakota. So yeah, we talked for a long time.
Interesting.
He's a really cool dude. He's got a lot of cool stories.
Yeah. We love when fans like that have been kind of watching from the shadows and then come stop by and see us. So that was cool. One of the things he said he appreciated about me was that I keep you guys on track. So I need to do my job. You only
brought them up to pat yourself on the back.
I'm just saying, I haven't been doing a good job so far. We're 8 minutes in. We haven't talked about the game at all.
You keep us on track. You also usually keep us late.
Well, that's besides the fact. Anyway, getting to the game, I think we can unequivocally say that Drake is better than Sacramento State, and the offense is better than Montana State's.
That's how it works. That's just how that works. You can't. The undefeated transitive property reigns supreme.
Especially in the second and third week of the year, right?
Yeah,
where you are able to scheme a lot,
right?
No, I mean you got to credit Drake overall. I think they came in with a good game plan, and it's a good Pioneer League team. I mean, they've won the Pioneer League the last 2 years, and I think they're going to win some games this year. And they got some talent on their team, and so, I mean, obviously we could have played better. There's a lot of improvement to be had, but they hung around, and it late in the third quarter, I was getting a little worried because like you get one big play, and it was a 1-score game, and it would have got a little interesting. So, again, hats off to Drake.
Yeah, you got to give the other team some credit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
these a Drake game is a little bit like when we pay them to come in, just the way we're a buy game for an FBS team, right? And just because you're paying them to come in doesn't mean they're going to just roll over. If you had a chance to listen to some of the coaches' show or his interview with John Gaskins for Coach Jackson talking, it was interesting. He definitely brought up that they're rotating in a bunch more people and putting some people in positions that they don't normally play, things like that to see guys play. That makes a difference as well. And kind of his point was, we would have loved to win by, 70-0, 77, but we're at a different spot than when that happened and everything. And I do think Drake is better. than normal years. I think a lot of the Pioneer League is better than most years if you've been paying attention. They've got more full scholarship FCS wins this out of conference probably than in the last decade. San Diego's got a win over Southern Utah, who was almost unanimously thought as a playoff contender going into this season. They got 2 wins over the SoCon, which historically has been a good conference, except for this year. But that's all to say, yes, the Jacks should beat them. Any Valley team should beat a Pioneer League team. They should beat them by quite a bit. But this year, it didn't happen. I mean, Idaho got taken to the wire by St. Thomas. And make no mistake, when you talk about this game, if you were there, if you watched, this game was never in doubt. It wasn't. It was not in doubt. There was times where you're maybe uncomfortable that it was that close because it's Drake, but it wasn't because you thought the game was going to be lost. Like, it wasn't like, oh God, we might lose this game. It was, well, wow, Drake shouldn't be this close at this point in the game.
You know? Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know if people realize it, that they started the game with their number 2 quarterback, who I'm kind of glad that guy didn't play the whole game because he looked spicy.
He could play. Yeah.
I mean, he could play. Like he had some move to him, and he could throw a good ball. And he unfortunately got injured pretty early in the game by Ullman on a strip sack. But then their 3rd string came in Agua, and Inagawa, and he played really well too. And so, I mean, they got dudes that can play, and so they showed it.
The way that Inagawa played, man, I can't imagine there was much drop off between him and the guy above him. And for a true freshman to just stroll out there in front of 19,000 people and sling it and run it and make good decisions for the most part. I mean, he threw a couple high balls that ended up, one almost an interception and one did. But I mean, you don't usually see a guy come off the bench that had no idea he was going to play and just run things like that. He did a hell of a job.
Right. And I mean, I think it didn't help that we had, that sleepy start by the defense, which happens all the time. The team like Drake comes in, they're amped up, they're ready to go. We're not as ready. And, you see it with, FCS versus FBS games all the time. And so that wasn't surprising. But then throughout the game, Drake just kept kind of stringing these kind of weird plays together where it was like, they'd get 15 yards on some goofy play that they almost get sacked, and then they'd get it off. And you combine that with a bunch of untimely penalties by us, both helping Drake out and hurting ourselves on offense. And, all that combines for a not very impressive win. Like Brendan said, in control of the whole game, but definitely a lot to clean up. I think that the defense overall played well. I believe the offense put the defense in a bad spot a couple times. And I mean, the thing is, we didn't punt at all. It didn't feel like that because they still got 21 points, but that was because I think we failed 4th down. Was it 4 times? 3 or 4 times? 4 for 4.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Which, that's one thing that we do have to really get better on is those short yardage situations, those money downs, 3rd down, 4th down. And I think we'll get there. I think that, people forget that this is still a team that's gelling. This is still a team that has all new coaches, and players are still getting used to schemes and each other. And we're going to have disjointed games like that. And it's a good thing that happened against a team like Drake. And it's a good thing that we've got a few games coming up, a bye week to improve, and then a few games coming up that we can kind of keep polishing that product and hopefully put it all together before the big games come up.
And I just want to point something out for people because there was some talk on some shows today that USD and SDSU's offenses are in the same place because SDSU is not pickling off. So I just want to point a couple things out here as to how ludicrous of a statement that is in the off chance that anybody believes that. Aiden Bauman's stats against FCS competition, I did not take the Iowa State game into account because that's unfair. He is 17 for 40, 42.5% completion percentage, 207 yards for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Now that's against Lamar and Northern Colorado. Chase Mason on the year is 52 for 73 at a 71.2% completion percentage, 589 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The USD offense is averaging 15 points per game, and SDSU's is averaging 24.67 points per game, and that is including a road game that is infinitely harder than any game that USD's face. So before anybody just starts on that wild nonsense, shut up, Brian. I know you're being a boob. It's that's just the most laughable thing I've ever heard. And if anybody's head is there because, oh my gosh, we didn't look awesome against Drake, then let's take a step back and take a breath. But I mean, it's in the end, it's Drake. You know, how much are you gonna really look into it? It wasn't what you would hope to see. You know, ideally we would have had everybody out in the, you know, at half or third quarter, and it would have been straight subs, and that's what you really, really hope for in those games. But it didn't happen. Still won fairly comfortably.
But I mean, yeah, and at the same time, you know, I talked about how this is still a team that's trying to gel. So maybe it was ultimately a good thing that they had to play 4 quarters. You know, the more snaps they get together, the better.
Well, and you know, it's super funny because I had said on Saturday with Borg that the vibes, it's not identical, but just the vibes of this offense reminds me of the vibes around the 2022 team because it took forever. It was all
That's
year.
True.
It felt like
people forget that.
Where are the explosive plays? Where's this offense? Like people forget that offense starting out really was not. It was really clunky, and it was a lot like this. Like it drove you nuts because you saw how good it could be, and it wasn't there. It wasn't happening. They weren't hitting explosive plays. And what's the first thing I see on Monday? Where's the explosive plays for SDSU? It's like, son of a bitch. It's deja vu again. And not saying it's going to turn out that way, but I think it feels the same right now as that did.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar the way that I think if you look back that, you know, there weren't exactly explosive plays to start the season, but they were putting points up. And that's what we've done too. I mean, we put 20, 30, and 37. That's winning football. That's winning offensive football. And, you know, just because they haven't been in big chunks, you know, you start to think, oh, geez, is our offense any good? But, man, they're moving the ball at a pretty high clip. And, you know, you mentioned Chase Mason. He looked really good. It seems like every single game he gets better and better. I tweeted out a few videos from the highlights from Drake and just the progressions and the way that he's reading the defense, the way that he's anticipating routes, and then just some of the balls he's delivering. Those 2 throws back to back, I literally dropped my jaw when I was watching them live, and I was like, that's a pro throw. Like that is you don't see college quarterbacks making those throws that often. And so his arm is it's pro level. But you can just see the rest of it is coming together, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, he throws an absolute what Dallas would call piss missile, because that one that went towards, it was basically in the end zone down by us, bounced off that kid's hand, and you could just hear the damn thing slap. Like it was crazy loud. Yeah, it's nuts how fast that ball comes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brendan.
No, you know, you're perfectly fine. I was just going to kind of jump on there. I mean, if you want the big positive takeaway is it really felt, and maybe went too far the other way, because the first 2 games, it felt like Chase was really going hyper. I can't take any hits. And then he kind of pinned the needle the other way, but he's starting to come into his own. You could see he was coming into his own. And to go off of what Carter's saying here, and we have been accustomed to stupid successful offensive numbers recently. We need patience. Yeah, we forget. And somebody said in the chat, boy, it reminds me of early Mark a little bit with Chase, the offense or something. I think it was in the chat or somewhere I saw it. But Mark was a 4-year Peyton Award winning, 2-time national championship, 3-time national championship appearance quarterback, running an offense with multiple players who had all that talent and experience as well. Like, you don't just get to lose that and the backup comes, or the heir apparent is the better term, not backup, but your heir apparent comes in. He's not going to have 5th-year senior, execution with the offense. It's just not going to happen, no matter how talented he is. And we know Chase is more talented than almost any quarterback, probably any quarterback in the FCS, just physically and athletically. So we got to have a little patience there too. But those numbers again, 75% completion percentage. I don't remember even Mark doing that. I mean, that's stupid good.
Yeah, I don't remember what he had.
And granted, he's not, especially the first couple of games, he's not throwing the ball away to avoid sacks. He's taking sacks, and that artificially will inflate those numbers. But still, I mean, that's wild right now.
Mm-hmm. And Darren asked, go ahead, Chad.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, Darren asked, should they have let Chase throw more on Saturday? I don't know. I mean, I think that our running game also needs some work. Particularly our blocking and not necessarily our offensive line. I think that our line's doing pretty good, but some of the extra blocking that happens, from the tight ends and some of the pulling, I think needs some work too. And so the running game definitely needs work too. But it was something that Dan Jackson mentioned on the coaches show tonight, was that, man, Chase is really slinging the ball, and maybe we should let him throw more. And so maybe we'll see that, maybe we'll see him open it up a little more. Cause I mean, you see it, you see once Chase is getting going, he's going to be tough to beat or tough to stop, really. And that's only going to open up the run game more. And so you may see, some throw to open up the run schemes in the future, just because it seems like teams are really trying to stack the box and make Chase prove that he can throw it, and he's gonna make him pay.
And I do want to, a sneaky one that I was very very pleased with. Graham Goring, 3 receptions for 65 yards.
Mm-hmm.
If he can come through as a big second option, that really changes the complexity of this offense if he gets consistent.
Or third. I mean, Bullock's stepping in there too, and some of the catches he makes is incredible, and especially obviously Ogroski. I mean, he's I don't know what the reception record is, but he's averaging over 7 a game, which is crazy. And I don't see him slowing down either. But both they got some really good hands, and they're fun to watch. We got Corey Blair in the house. Is that the Corey Blair? Or is that his dad?
The God Blair. I don't know.
That's
I got a feeling that's his dad.
That's
gotta be dad.
That's what he goes by on Twitter. So
okay, cool.
Gotcha.
We're shaking.
What's
glad
up,
to have you here.
He's not Mr. Blair. He's Sir Blair.
Gotcha.
Sir Blair. I dig it. Yeah, I'm with that. Hell yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you should stop by the tailgate sometime.
Yeah,
we love players' parents stopping by.
Yes. With all those good things, there's definitely plenty to work on going forward. I think Sam Herder said it really well when he said it just feels like there's so much more meat on the bone. And I think what causes some people to be so frustrated, because it is hard to be patient when you're watching a team that you love to develop. And there is if this team converts third downs at a normal rate in short yardage, that points per game goes from 24 to 36 in a heartbeat.
Right.
Because they'd finished so many more drives. The kicking game, I plan on we're going to have a sit down with one Mr. Hunter Dustman next week sometime. He's going to come on. We're going to chat about special teams and stuff from the one who I'd consider the guru when you were a punter and kicker and kickoff guy. I can't imagine there's many people on this earth who know much more about special teams than Mr. Dustman himself. But that's been seriously problematic. It was good to see the freshman come in and hit one after a couple misses. But that's something that has to be fixed, or we're going to have problems in the long term.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually proud of our fan base because I honestly, when Stater was lining up to kick the 38-yarder, I kind of jokingly said to my dad, I was like, if he misses this, he might get booed, because I mean that made him 3 for 7 after he missed it.
Right.
And everybody was quiet, which was good and respectful. But then coach decided to make a change to Harrington. Harrington came in and drilled a maybe 30 some yarder.
It was
34, I want to say.
39-yard field goal, 7 plays, 14 yards, 3 minute and 9 second time possession on the drive.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. It's a tough deal. Kicking is really, really hard, and it's tough when a kicker's struggling and the confidence starts to wane, and it's hard to come back. And so we'll see what happens with that. But I do want to say that Harrington, he needs to be brought up for his kickoffs.
Yeah.
Dude,
they talked about it on the coach's show.
Yeah, so consistently good with kickoffs. He's just blasting them and not giving them a chance to return it at all. So he's definitely a weapon in the kickoff game, and apparently he's good at field goals too.
Yeah, I think field goal kicking is so mental.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't good, and it was just because we were a small school. But I kicked in high school, and it's very similar to a golf swing, and where it's repeating the same motion. And
you kicked in high school?
Yeah, I made a 35-yarder.
Were you like a toe kicker, like right off the?
Oh yeah, toe basher.
Yeah, I knew it.
And on kickoffs, I told my coach I wouldn't be the kicker unless I got to run down. I wasn't doing safety valve stuff, so he made me the wedge breaker. So
that's great.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it is a lot mental and just doing the same thing, and I so it'll be fun to talk about Hunter with and see if he confirms that, or it was just because I was a crappy high school kicker. So
one of the things
definitely it needs to be.
I wanted to mention, and it's not just because his dad is on here, but Corey Blair coming on the scene, breaking off the long one, but then the 2 runs that got him into the end zone. The first one, it was just a massive hit, and he just kept going like it was nothing.
Yep.
And then the second one, he kind of bounced around and stretched in for a touchdown. We've been talking about how we need to find a consistent second running back behind Luffridge, and I'm confident in any of them to do it, but I really liked what I saw of Corey Blair, and I'm excited to see him going forward. So
he had great patience on that second one and made it happen himself. If he just hits that hole and doesn't bounce back around that guy getting pushed back, that's not a touchdown. So and the way he stretched out and everything was excellent. I mean, you couldn't ask for more out of who I would guess is probably our second running back potentially in the future here. Basinger looked good too, but
possibly.
I'll be curious to see, because Mercyhurst, initially the thought process is it'd be a bit like the Drake game, as a good time to audition guys like that and stuff. But having seen Mercyhurst's results, they haven't won much, but they've given Youngstown State fits now. They've given Sac State serious fits now.
Well,
They're playing Montana State next week, so it'll be real interesting. They might be better than we think. Who knows?
Than everybody imagined, yeah.
Possibly. We'll talk about Mercyhurst at the end here, because if you didn't see Brennan's tweet, we don't plan on going next week. I'll be traveling. So this is our bye-week podcast. The A team decided to go next week. We decided to go this week. And so we'll talk about Mercyhurst at the end here. A couple more things I just wanted to mention.
Kevin, that's a weird take for a guy who's got a team that just snuck by a Pioneer League team by like a touchdown at home in their top 10.
Love it.
Lord have mercy.
No, I'm just teasing. You can see my Red Shirt Sports poll though on the interwebs. Now I got sucked into doing that, so feel free to rag on what I put out as well, since I gave Kevin some shit here. But
by the way, the format, I know you wanted to post it early, but the format you posted it in was very confusing.
Well, all right. So actually, I can share it now because I took a screenshot on the computer, but I didn't want to share it that early. I wanted people to get out before me and share theirs, so I didn't eat all the heat right away. But actually, if we want to do that, we can say that it's brought to you by Wooden Legs Brewery will be our next or actually Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill in Brookings, South Dakota. As we already talked about Culver's, Chad, at the start, but Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in Brookings, South Dakota, with roughly 3,000 TVs, as we like to say. And I mean me, but 3,000 TVs in there. They just hosted the coaches show tonight. Looked packed in there. It was fantastic. No better place to get a burger or food in Brookings other than Culver's, of course. But if you want to sit down, have a beer, watch some sports, go to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. If you're a Jacks fan listening to this and you haven't heard of Cubby's, then I sincerely question your Jacks fanhood. So, or maybe you're like 100 in a nursing home, in which case, good on you for looking us up and watching. We appreciate it. But
Speaking of the coaches show, Austin mentions here, they mentioned this on the Coaster show, so I wanted to highlight it as well, that we're leading the FCS in time of possession right now, while we're at the same time 111th of 118 on third down conversion.
That's crazy.
Is wild. Like, that's got to be
right.
It's like two opposite
that's got to be rare.
We got to get Tim Rosario on that.
Yeah,
man.
Has anybody ever done that through 3 games?
Yeah, he's kind of like the ESPN stats and info for FCS. I'm pulling that stuff, so maybe he needs that. Alex, of course, if you didn't check it out, Alex's By the Numbers article, I believe, went over some of that and did a deep dive on the offense last week. If you haven't, I recommend checking it out. But he points out a point he made very nicely on that article that, nope, we moved the chains a ton on first and second down. A lot of success there, which is huge. I mean, the best way to convert third downs is don't have them. So now look at you. You've got a cat?
I don't have one.
It's a kitty. That's not a full-size cat.
Sort of adapted.
Yeah,
that's a young cat.
It's still a kitten. Getting big though.
What's the name? We gotta know the cat's name. You can't just show the cat.
Cormac. Adopted from the Brookings Humane Society. That was the name he was given.
There you go. Cormac the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Sounds like it should have the Destroyer after
we
it.
We were going on to the Red Shirt Top 25.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull up the other one that I had up before because it was more readable than even the first one I had. The other one. Oh, that cat is going nuts, huh?
that was Reed.
Oh. I stand by my statement.
Come on. I hope she stabs you at the tailgate. That'd be hilarious.
She would probably should, I think.
I agree.
make that work. So there you go. This is what we got from Red Shirt.
You got the preseason pull up, Home Skillet.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're
what
a professional outfit here. All right, there we are.
They pay me for this.
Yeah. In beer.
Yeah.
So we've got NDSU sitting at number 1, receiving 23 first place votes. Is that what that says?
Yeah, 23.
And SDSU receiving 5 first place votes. And then we've got Tarleton State, Montana State, and Montana. Illinois State coming in number 6. Rhode Island, Idaho, Southern Illinois coming in number 9, and UC Davis at 10. I thought that when I saw your poll that you did, Brendan, that you were overrating Southern Illinois, but I see that overall they're at 9, so apparently you weren't too high on them. Scroll back up, Chad. I was going to point out any other Valley teams that were in the top 25. Yep. So you got UND at number 13. USD somehow still in the poll at 22. I don't understand why anybody feels the need to rank them at this point, but
that's it.
Yeah, that's it for the Valley.
Yeah, the USD thing. Zach McKinnell brought it up and in the chat on Saturday night that the only reason you vote for USD is just either your preseason prognostications and you're hanging on that, or it's Valley bias. And I think I said in a different chat, try arguing about rank. Give me an argument to rank USD that doesn't start with or use a synonym of potential. Because if that's all there is right now is you think they're potentially going to be good, and possibly the two teams that they played are actually good and everybody was wrong, which is possible. But that's a tough way to rank people, in my opinion. Overall, I think the poll's fine. At least they're not above Lamar anymore. Because, if you're going to do that, Lamar should be over him. So, but overall, I think Red Shirt looks really good. I think it'll look different once the Ivy Leagues start playing. It's hard to rank a team based off of only preseason expectations because they haven't played yet when everybody else has played 3 or 4 games. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just having that result against Northern Colorado, having to take them to overtime. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be really interested to see how they play against Drake. It'll be, I think if Drake plays like they did against us, they could give USD some problems.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Since we don't really have a game to, preview for next week, I suppose we have time to jabber about that stuff. Their running back who took over for Charles Pierre had a day. Kid rushed for 301 yards. They rode him like the Pony Express for 35 attempts. He had a net of 301 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, along a 47 average, 8.6 yards per carry. The rest of the team had 10 attempts, and they gained a total of 18 yards. So that could be a problem.
And Bauman went 7 for 19 for 99 yards.
Yeah. Good God. First off, like, that kid's a stud. I don't care who you're playing. You get 302 rushing yards, you are a stud. That's a ball player there. Something to watch out for. But man, if you got to give him the ball 35 times a game in the Valley, boy, that's that. You talk about putting miles on a guy. We were hoping to get juice down from 25 carries. 35 is wild.
But also, how do you have a 300-yard rusher and still have to go into overtime to beat the team.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A team that, by all measures, is probably not that good.
Well, because he had the one player at 302 yards, and the rest of the team combined for 117 yards.
Yeah.
Total offense.
That's wild.
Total. Like, that's crazy.
Weird deal. But yeah, it will be really interesting to watch that one next week. I'll definitely have my eye on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on, because if Drake comes out the way they did against us, it could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really too bad they play us first and then USD, because if they'd have played USD this week, I think they would have beat the crap out of them before we injured their quarterback and so forth. Or maybe not beat the crap out of them. Maybe that's a bit far, but
yeah,
beat them. I think beat them.
Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, I don't know. The third string quarterback looked pretty darn good anyway. So
I mean, how much better is Lamar than Drake? We don't know 100% at this point, but
mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say arguably they're better, but Drake looked really good, honestly. I was really impressed with that third string quarterback, and their running back with no ACL was pretty good too.
Yeah, that's a weird deal. But even just their size, I think somebody mentioned it earlier. I think it was Garrett Meyer that said that, or just even the size comparison, it didn't look like a Pioneer League team. They just
a big line.
Yeah, they got some big boys, and their D line was pretty good. So, yeah, very impressed by Drake.
And even their fans, like normally in a game like that, the fans come in and they're like, they don't say it, but they definitely kind of act like, yeah, we're just kind of happy to be here a little bit, hope nobody gets hurt, whatever. Their fans they were in it to win it, baby. Mm-hmm. And I don't blame them a bit. I'm all for it. I love it. But yeah, they were not there for a check. They were there for a win. That's what they came to play for. And I would expect the same situation next week when they go on the road. So that'll be interesting to see.
Plus, they might smell a little blood in the water too.
Well, if USD comes out and woodsheds them, which if they become the team everyone expected them to be, they should. Then that's going to be a whole. We're going to hear about that for the next week until they go up to Fargo. Because they look good.
We're amazing. We suck again.
I can say all I want that they haven't really played anybody yet, but NDSU looks, no matter who they played, they look damn good. They look pretty buttoned up. Cole Payton had a big day passing, which if I'm a NDSU fan, that's got to be encouraging. I mean, that's what you want to see out of a young quarterback. I think he threw for 300 yards and passed a lot of touchdowns on top of it and had himself a day. So how many? Oh, Jesus.
Don't read that.
I almost did.
I couldn't help myself. It's such a good comment. It really is.
That was a banger.
Anyway, but yeah, I did not know that USD's next game after that is NDSU. So that's a tough spot. That's a kind of a look ahead a little bit. And I feel like we were looking ahead to the bye a little bit. Kind of not that we overlooked Drake, but I think we were, after two really tough games and a really tough road trip out to Montana, I think we were thinking, man, just get through this one and we're at the bye week. And so there's potential for USD to kind of look ahead to the NDSU game, thinking they need to start prepping for them instead of Drake. But we'll see. I did notice we talked about how Scared Money is going to be a short show next week. There's only 2 Valley games next week. Or not
super short.
Yeah. It's us and Mercyhurst and USD and NDSU. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll have to hunt down a couple extra games because
7 Valley teams on bye.
I'm for a short show, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I know.
We might need to pick up a couple out of games for that one.
I'll be up in Duluth, so I'll be fine with a short show, but yeah, kind of wild deal. Anyway, going into improvement week, we can talk about that a little bit. what we want to see, and then we'll touch on Mercyhurst. I guess what I'd like to see out of Improvement Week, which I loved how Dan Jackson talked about it. Dude just seems like a really good coach. He was talking about how he, instead of just saying Improvement Week, he made every player come up with something that they need to improve on, and then the coaches have to come up with a way for them to improve on it during Improvement Week. So that's cool. But I think the biggest things for me is like blocking consistency. I think we got to get that figured out. I think there's something to learning the schemes that Eisnes is trying to run and getting those down. But I also think that just being more consistent, because some plays will be blocked really well and other plays will just whiff on a block or two and it gets blown up. And so that'll be big for me. And then just I think running backs developing a little more. And, they've talked about Lawfridge himself has even said that, he knows there's yards out there to be had just because he's still learning the offense. He's still learning the way they're blocking. And so I think that'll get cleaned up. Got to clean up penalties. There's been too many of those. And then lastly, I think just building the rapport between Mason and the wide receivers. So that's my Improvement Week item. So what do you guys got?
I mean, we need.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go. Nope.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
I think the guys that are pulling and stuff can't be afraid to hit the guy. Like it seems like we're stutter stepping and we're not. I mean, it's like when you punch somebody, you got to punch through them. When you hit somebody on a pull, you need to hit them like you mean it, not just block them. We need guys out there that want to hit a guy, put a hat on them like a defensive player. Our defense, I think. What it looked like to me in my rewatch was some of our struggles on defense came from being overly aggressive at the wrong time. It's just how it is. I mean, you gamble sometimes and you lose, and it seemed to bite us more in this game than it had the previous two. So I don't know if staying home's the right answer, but in this game, it maybe would have helped a little bit. It certainly doesn't help that we lost one of our stud DNs. Obviously. I mean, we've made some of those improvements already. We got other guys catching the ball and other guys running the ball. So we're steadily improving. I was a little let down by some of the penalties, especially on special teams. We can't have that. Obviously the conversion, we're going to have to get that to come around by the time we play NDSU or we'll just get slaughtered. That's what always killed us in the past against them. So, I mean, I guess that's it. The kicking game, obviously, needs some work, and I don't know what that ends up looking like, whether that's the other guy gets a shot or Stater just, just puts his nose to the grindstone and gets it done. I mean, it's all the little things we've talked about, right? Mm-hmm. They add up to what we saw on Saturday. We still got to win. It was an uninspiring win. I think that's how I would take it. I'm happy we got a W. It's always a good day to get a W, but that win doesn't give me confidence that when we play with a team that's beaten up on, Sister Mary's College from South Carolina and doing what they should be doing, we need to be doing what we should be doing if we're going to compete with them. So that's just how I see it.
Brendan, what do you got for Improvement Week?
Like on some of the run plays, finishing off every block matters and just consistency overall, staying on blocks and consistency is important and that's not just O-line. That's everybody. You want these run plays to pop for a long one, then everybody's got to stay on their block and finish their block. But overall, just consistency overall, I think is a big deal to be able to not kill drives with either penalties or a bad play that kills you on 3rd and short or whatever is hugely important. I know to your point, Chad, about guys, on defense being too aggressive or whatnot. I know Coach Jackson said on the coach's show there was some guys trying to do too much on a fair amount, trying to make a play, which isn't, a negative thing per se, but sometimes you just got to wait for the play to come to you a little bit. So that'll be important. But overall, I just really want to see the run game gel some more so that it's smoother and everybody's, locked in on what their assignments are and how holes are going to open up and all that, and picking up pressure and how to defeat pressure with the pass game, because that's been just something teams have been loving to do to us. So those are probably my things, I guess. If I were to pick things that I'd hope get improved on, I think those are the major ones. And of course, kicking game. That's going to be massive. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of what I got there. My personal improvement, I'd like to step up my brisket game a little more, because according to some people, I only, did well because of we're not going to reveal the results, but, somebody on here didn't vote for mine. Some other people claim that, it was only because of the quality of meat that I had. So, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna work on it and overcome those things.
You can't tell me that's the best brisket you've ever brought to a tailgate. You think
the best? No.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You've had ones that are better, in my opinion. And and the rub was more than I could. It just wasn't my favorite rub. I don't know. That's just me. Everybody has different flavors. It was still great. It was still great.
That's fine. You're a liar. It's okay.
No, I'm not lying.
You're lying.
There was more smoke flavor in Alex's. Period.
For what it's worth, by the time I got there was only scraps left. I tasted the scraps, and it was a clear. Brennan was a clear winner to me, but
most people agreed with that statement too.
Yeah, to each their own. All right, so since we're not going next week, let's talk about Mercyhurst a little bit. Oh, Chad wants to talk about beer first.
Well, Jim's asking. Wooden Legs asked me to review some of their beers. This one's tasty because it's gone. It is not a light lager, but a lager with lime, and it is fantastic. It's called Boca Grande, 4.2% alcohol, and you can get it down at the pub. It is very, very crushable, and great little beer. Lagers, also very hard to make a quality lager, much harder than an ale. It takes more time. And if you want to learn more about that, it's readily available out there on the interwebs. But just know a quality crisp lager is a little harder to make. So Wooden Legs for all your beer needs when you're in town on your Saturdays.
Where are we at? Have we got an update on like how much percentage wise?
So I'm told around 20 to 25 gallons. So we must not have went through a whole lot of beer after I was there and picked up my 4-pack.
Really? Because I asked him in the stands and he said we were scraping the bottom of the barrel is what he said.
Well, I mean, 25 is not a lot. I mean,
that's true. It's about a quarter.
It's about a quarter,
pretty much.
Yeah. And we're dangerously close. We're getting too close to the record. But they also told us had we had back-to-back home games, they think they would have been.
If we'd had 3 in a row, they think we'd have demolished the record.
Right. Because how many gallons was the whole thing?
Right around 100.
Yeah.
900 and some. It would be 100 with 100% efficiency, but they never get that. So
17,000 beers.
No, I think it's roughly 10,000 beers. Roughly, it's the same amount of beers as Cubby's has television.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
That's a good equivalent.
Yes.
Yeah, I earned that shit. That's fine.
I love it.
Jim, got a boy. He only had 5 crawlers tonight. That's a lot of beer, buddy.
Yeah, that's a lot of beer.
A lot of beer, my boy.
Those things. I mean,
I'd like to call them a man can. That's what I want to call them.
My problem is
they're 2 pounders for each one of them.
I don't drink them fast enough. I gotta pour half out and put it in the fridge or something like that. because I just don't
acceptable.
I don't get it. I don't get it down before it gets warm.
It's a man can. You got to drink it like a man, Ben.
I guess I'm gonna up my game. All right, let's talk about Mercyhurst. Brendan mentioned they started the season by losing 15-24 at Youngstown State. They beat a team called New Haven by a bunch, and then they lost to Sacramento State 28-49. But I think that game was pretty close for a while.
It was 29-35 until like 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, Sac State scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to pull away, but Mercyhurst gave Sac State a run for their money. And yeah, we'll see. We'll have the luxury of seeing how they do against Montana State this weekend, and we'll have the luxury of them playing an absolute gauntlet of a schedule, going to Sacramento, to Montana, and then to South Dakota. That's tough. But
yeah,
and I think they're in a really bad spot after we had Drake push us, and then we've got a bye, and then Mercyhurst comes to town. I kind of feel bad for them, especially with the schedule they've had. But
yeah, the Sac State game, they kind of threw the ball all around the yard, 280 yards passing, 10.4 yards per completion, 2 touchdowns. They did rush for 89 yards and a touchdown as well, but they only averaged 2.6 yards per carry. Against Youngstown, similar story. They passed for 311 yards, only 63 net rushing yards, no touchdowns rushing, and 2 touchdowns through the air. Averaged 9.7 yards per attempt. They had 48 attempts passing and 24 attempts rushing. So they're going to chuck the ball around a little bit. They did hold Youngstown to 114 yards passing, but Bo Brungard saved the day and ran again, and Youngstown won. Sac State, the bit that I did catch of that game, because it was still going on after the Jacks game, Sac State had 525 yards of offense on them. They ran for 349 yards with an average of 8.3 yards per carry with 5 rushing touchdowns. They gained 356 yards and only lost 7. Then they passed for 176 yards and averaged 22 yards per pass for another 2 touchdowns. It was a wild game. It came down to a 4th down play that Sac went for it on around like the, I don't know, Mercyhurst 35 or 40 yard line, and then they popped a hole in the line, and they were up trying to stop a short 4th and short. So there was no secondary to stop him. They were kind of all up at the line to make the stop, and he was gone off to the races, scored a long touchdown. But they've given teams fits. Pass defense will have to be on its game. Chain gain's going to have to get to him. And offense is going to have to finish drives. We saw Youngstown against them struggle too, so.
Yeah, they're going to have to be efficient. I'd love to see the offense really start to hit its stride in terms of the consistency aspect. I think we've shown, obviously, with as many conversion or as many first downs we've gotten on first or second down, obviously this team is capable of gaining, yards and chunks. But I'd like to see him start to really earn those tough yards. To me, it was really concerning, I think it was 0 for 4 on 4th down. And most of them, I think 3 of them for sure were like 4th and 2 or shorter, and just not converting those, especially, against Drake. We're going to see tougher defensive fronts than that, and we've got to be able to convert those and be more efficient in those short yardage situations. So really, really hoping to see some more progress in that area. Jim, we will have Scare Money, Don't Make Money this week on Wednesday night at 9, and we'll do it next week as well. That show doesn't take any breaks. We're not slackers like the A team and us next week.
And us.
But yeah, Seth says 2 years ago we had like 60 or 70 some straight red zone possessions we scored on. This year's just showing how insane that streak was. Yeah, I mean, Mark was a red zone wizard. He just once he got in the red zone, he was deadly. So
Mark was great, and our short yardage running game was really good as well too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I think that's why, because of all that success on short yardage and in the red zone, is why it makes those struggles stick out even more. Is you go from wildly successful to suddenly very unsuccessful, and it really sticks out because you're used to that just being, well, we're going to get the first down, 3rd and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind that you're supposed to at 3rd and 2 anyways, but when you go from getting every time, it tends to stick out when you don't.
Yeah.
And I think that really adds to some frustrations for people.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of it is to the team's own fault too, because we've had a lot of penalties on like 3rd and 2s that have turned into 3rd and 8s. And then you gain 7 yards, which would have been a first down if you didn't have a penalty. But now you put yourself in a 4th down situation, and then it's just keep shooting yourself in the foot enough times. And yeah, the stats are going to show that, you don't convert 3rd downs, but a lot of the times it's because you shot yourself in the foot. So we'll have to clean that up too. Johnny said, for the record, Chase Mason got that first down on the 5-yard line.
Was that a discussion today?
Number one, I don't think he did. I
don't think he did either.
He didn't stretch the ball out until he was out of bounds, which Alex is on here. He can tell you that doesn't
They didn't
matter.
mark it right, though, either.
They didn't. They marked it short of where he was, which is about right at the 5. But I think the first down was like at the 4.5-yard line or something like that. But I couldn't tell because there's no marker
angle
within 10 yards of the field.
Even if that marker's there, it's not official.
Well, I don't care. At least it's a marker to go off of. It would have
his
helped.
Point, I was going to say, his point is it's good for the quarterback to know what he's trying to yard to gain to.
Yeah, it would have helped Chase know, like, okay, I better make sure I'm in front of that yard line. Yeah. Because he looked at the sideline, but it's so hard to – I mean, you can't even see it on the replay. I didn't even think there was a marker out there. But we saw –
I hate – Johnny, I hate screenshot refereeing. I'm sorry. That it just doesn't –
Well, he might have an actual photo from the side of the – I mean, that might be –
Well, if you are – okay, so if you're directly on the sidelines where he came out, now you can't see where he's out of bounds. If you're directly down the sidelines, you can't see where he's going out of bounds. The only way you'd be able to tell is an overhead camera angle. That's the thing.
Screenshots usually don't tell the full story. Yeah, the goal line extended. Yes. Yeah, that doesn't exist.
The goal line extended exists for the goal line. That's why it's the goal line extended, not the 5-yard line extended.
Alex can tell us all about that.
I know Austin knows this. That's why I know Austin knows this. This is why he's laughing. Yeah. Austin, those words are the devil and do not apply there. And if you're the Austin, I think you are, you know that.
He does know that.
And like I said, Saturday night, that play, I'm going to be honest, I could not care less if he got it or not. It's Drake. If that game cost us the game or was the problem, then we've got way bigger problems, and that's not the problem anyways.
That wasn't the only call they missed. We had one where our guy clearly grabbed inside a guy's shoulder pads and yanked him down. Didn't get a holding on that, and we gained a first down.
So I will say, if I do think there was holding on both sides, but I rewatched the game. Drake was holding like crazy, and they did not get called. I don't think they got called once.
No, they didn't.
No.
Did they call? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
The one
not on the line anyway.
The one that drove me nuts was they called the soft PI on us
Where the
when their legs,
yeah, their legs
number
got
2,
tangled up, and they threw that flag.
that was
and then
not
the very
a good
next
call.
drive,
Not a good
we
call.
throw one down, and it is blatant PI on Drake, and they didn't
Nothing.
call that after that.
The one in the end zone?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he was tackling him as he was trying to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And okay, maybe he turned his head, but it doesn't matter if you're tackling a guy. You can't tackle him and just turn your head.
Right.
Yeah, that one definitely should have been PI.
But what do you do?
We digress.
In the end, ball don't lie. Because guess what? Let's say this. Let's say, you know what, Johnny, you're right. That was a first down. And we're all right that was pass interference. And they come out and the league comes out and says, you guys are all right. Every one of you is correct. Guess what? It's still the same score. Nothing changes.
Yeah, but it
besides
feels,
you get to be told you're right.
It feels, listen, I argue a lot. It feels really good to be right.
God, you're a Vikings. You're such a Vikings fan. Yeah, but I was right, and I could say we got screwed by the officials.
Sounds like someone up north.
What Adam says, and we had the interception at the southwest pylon. He had control before going out. I don't remember. Was that this game?
That either.
Johnny,
is that a different game?
Hell bent to get us to say.
Someone look at the photo.
I'm trying to look, but I can't find it on Facebook Messenger, even though he sent it to me.
I'm excited for this photo. I hope he has like a drone shot from right above.
Johnny, you can't tell where the line is, man.
Where is it? Now I gotta find it. This is good. This is good podcast right here.
This is great podcast.
Quality podcasting. Yes, we're all looking at our phone.
Do you guys see the picture on my screen?
Oh yeah, I mean it looks like he's
he's out
of
bounds.
The pylon, right?
Yeah, he's out of bounds.
He's almost in the end zone from my view.
Yeah, from this angle, he's in the end zone.
Yes.
Like that.
Johnny,
he's stretching anything, man.
We love you so much, and we love everything you do.
100%.
We love what you do. Like
this is not an indictment on you.
This is but we're just like you can't. Yeah, Johnny. Like, yeah, Alex is the official here. Like, it doesn't show anything. It's a sick photo. It looks good.
It is cool, but if you put all the clues together, like with multiple shots and the game footage,
like sure,
he might have been close, but I still don't think he had it.
Here's what I think, and I said this to Chad on one of the reviews that they had for a Drake play. And I said, in your head that it should be overturned, but there's not a single angle that shows it. But you can infer from them that it is, but there's no actual. But
there's
proof.
Nothing, right? Yeah, because what they called it.
It's the same thing as you can't, if you, it's what it was called, and there's no angle that actually shows it. Like you can look at that and go, "Wow, I'm pretty sure he did get it," but there's no actual showing of that. And Alex says the angles in the Dana are terrible for replay. I think that's just a FCS wide issue, and I don't think it's so much the stadiums at fault as it is the TV companies having cameras to bring to bear and the manpower to get the angles.
Yeah, also, between them and Dak, yeah.
It's also not the only flaw of the stadium. The other flaw is the lighting. Which
God, I don't know.
Can
you count that with the stadium? Because that was there before the stadium. They kept those from the old one.
No, they installed.
No.
Did they install new ones?
They had new ones.
Oh, I was thinking of when they kept. Yeah, never mind.
They did add new lights, and then shortly thereafter built a new stadium and added new lights.
Which proved itself when they did the flashy light thing, and you could barely see it because all the lights were still on.
Yes, the mother's room is a bigger issue in my opinion.
That's true. Third issue.
I'm trying to curry favor with the women, but in all seriousness, the mother's room is a problem.
Fourth issue. You finished the mother's room.
I haven't checked it this year, obviously, because A, I'm not a mother, and B, my wife hasn't been in there this year, but it was a disaster last year. I should have her go in there and check, so that way I'm not inappropriately conversing about it. Listen, this is not a rant. Don't put this on me. Ben's ranting. Go ahead and give Corey's sponsorship to Ben on this one.
My rant. Figure out the ticketing situation with I don't know if it's just with iPhones or what's going on, but
My
this
iPhone's
is
been great.
the second game in a row, and I don't know if it's because we have 6 season tickets. 4 of them are mine, 2 of them are my dad's. They're all on my dad's account because he's got higher Jackrabbit priority points. And so, anyway, I go add them to my Apple Wallet. They show up in my Apple Wallet. Looks great. Looks like I got tickets. They go to scan the things. It doesn't scan at all. And she goes, "Oh, it has to have the little thing on the bottom." I'm like, "Why doesn't it?"
No,
I
it bumps
put
to
it in my Apple Wallet. And she's like, "I don't know. It has to have it." I'm like, "Okay." So then I
She's
go,
wrong.
Are they trying
She's
to
wrong.
RFID yours or just scan the?
Yeah, because that's what Apple Wallet
code.
does.
Apple Wallet
There's
RFIDs.
no QR code. There's no barcode.
Oh, well, that's because Apple sucks. But they told me that the QR code is way better and way more reliable.
I agree, it's way better. But guess what happens when I go to the website and look at my tickets? There's no QR code.
No QR code.
The only option is to add to Apple Wallet. So I go to add it to Apple Wallet again, and it still does the same thing.
Can you open that in your Chrome browser?
No. If you open it in Chrome browser, it still does not show the QR code.
It still doesn't show the QR code.
Right.
They don't, because they say, well, first of all, they say screenshots don't work for tickets. But anyway, so then I had to transfer the tickets to my account and then add them from my account, and then they worked.
Well, yeah, I mean, your dad's not transferring tickets to you?
Well, we're going to now.
Oh, I transferred all of mine first thing.
I understand that, but why would that be a thing that needs to happen? Like, I should be
able
to
have access to the account.
If I have access to the account, I should hop in there, put them on my phone.
It's probably an Apple ID issue. You know,
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's probably.
Because I haven't had an issue with mine, and I have Apple. But you're right. I know. And you can say what you want about Apple sucks, Chad, but Tommy with us had issues with his Android trying to get in. So
did Alex.
This is Alex. Apparently, they can't make the QR or the tap to scan work. I don't know. I feel like that's laziness, but that's just because how is RFID any different on Android than it? Because RFID is a standard. It's an IEEE standard. Don't get me started.
Well, I've watched it in person. I've watched it in person.
Huh. Jason says it's an Apple Wallet security upgrade this year. Well, fine. I'm ranting at Apple, not SDSU then.
Hey,
welcome to the club. Sees this.
Welcome to the club.
I love how much Chad hates Apple and when he never has to interact with it.
Somebody CC.
I have to, unfortunately.
He's mad at other people having Apple.
You don't know how much I have to interact with it. If I have to interact with it at all, it's too much. I want to give credit, though, to the stadium staff. They did get us in a more timely manner and with less hassle this time, I thought.
I agree. The lines moved quicker.
And all the concession stands were open. There's nothing to complain about there. I still think they could open another gate on the east side for a completely sold out crowd. That seems to make sense to me. But
security across the board in the tailgate and everything, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. It was true.
No, and they brought the wristbands around. Kudos for that too. That was I had other people in other tailgates tell me that they're like, oh gosh, it's so much better.
Was that because of us? I'd like to think it was.
I want to think it is, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I returned somebody's phone after the game. That was fun. I found a phone on the ground, and I went and gave it to UPD, and then I posted on Facebook, and they saw it, and they went and got it. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
So I had a stranger in the dark start talking to me about bringing a phone back. Can we take a minute to crap on how hideous those NDSU jerseys were on Saturday?
The gold lettering?
Yes.
That's pretty terrible.
The gold lettering looks like they used the foil from the lunar lander for the lettering. Put it on there.
It's might have been actual gold.
Well, it's like they were trying to be Notre Dame.
Yeah, but then the rest of the jersey's yellow. So it doesn't make sense. Like maybe if it was all gold, it's not good. It's not good.
Also, Johnny, you just got to buy a new chain every week, bud.
Yeah, I saw the plastic chain thing. That was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're firmly in garage time.
Well past.
Jim said it a while ago. We'll find it. As Jim says,
He
while
said it a
ago.
while back.
I got it.
He's 5 beers deep. He's ready to be done with
He's
this.
like, guys, I'm going to bed. Get this
five
over
man
with.
cans, no less.
Yeah.
We don't
He's
even have a
basically
game to
10
preview,
pounders
and we're 15 minutes over an hour.
I know.
All right. Go big, go blue.
Go Jack.